and someone's catching a ride. You're welcome. That's gonna teach them. I just DC'd because I collided into the wall. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to a brand new week and a brand new stream. I am here with a fresh cup of tea, which I forgot to stir, so I just asked Loft to very quickly go to the kitchen and get me a teaspoon because I've done this a couple times recently where I'm like making a tea and I put the sugar in at the beginning and then steep the tea for 5 minutes with sugar. And then by the time the 5 minutes is up, all I have to do is put milk in. I get distracted and forget that I have sugar that I need to actually stir into my tea if I want to taste it. So that's my bad. Love to say it's the first time I've done that, but it would be a lie. You guys are doing well. Hope you had a nice restful weekend or fun, depending on whatever you got up to. I'm here, and I think today we're going to try and do something that was suggested as content in the last stream on Saturday. We're going to spend some time in Undermine today and see if we can get some last minute reputation done. There's a couple pieces of decor from the rep vendors that I can't get yet because my rep isn't high enough with the different cartels. And also, it wouldn't be a bad shout to do my trash heaps now while there's other people around to help. To get like the Dark Fuse rep finished as opposed to, you know, say 2 or 3 years from now when we come to farm War Within stuff solo. Trash heaps might not have changed in their design where you preferably need multiple people to get a trash heap done. So maybe we will stay here the whole stream, maybe we won't. I think we'll just have to see how we go. My standing for Dark Fuse is only friendly, halfway through friendly, which is lower than I would have liked, but that's alright. I also appear to be the only person doing scrap right now. Oh, there's one person here wandering around. Maybe I was just super early. I spent quite a lot of the time over the weekend doing some more grinding for the War Within meta achievement. I believe where we found it by the end of stream on Saturday, we were chipping away at Ajkahet Lawmaster and we finished that. As well as the stream on Friday was Hallowful and Ringing Deeps Lawmaster, so that is finished. What I have left is still some segments of You Shall Not Pass. I managed to completely finish Rage Aside the Machine, which I believe I finished yesterday. Crystal Chronicled is going to take some doing because there's some time-gated stuff in there that I didn't know about. So I'm kind of checking in on that as and when. I guess I'll have to check in on it on Wednesday because I have a bad feeling that there's like weekly resets on things. Or I can try and get some alts running through the weekly quests that you get from Lesser Keyflames to finish that. I haven't been back to the Siren Isle to check in on rares since the last stream, but once all of that is ticked off, You Shall Not Pass shall be finished. And then all that's left is Unraveled and Persevering, which is Koresh stuff. So probably stuff that we can do there if like Undermine proves to be incredibly dull, which it may do, but I think this sort of grind is something that we're going to be grateful that we did later down the line, like in hindsight, you know. Good morning, hope you're well. Good morning, Lee. How are you doing? Good morning. I hope your week is off to a wonderful start. What did you get up to this weekend? Is there another trash heap already? No. We did a stream on Saturday morning, which was nice. I haven't done a weekend stream in quite a while. There is a trash heap, a scrap heap, I should say. We just did some more meta achievement stuff, which was nice. I went on a walk with my mum. We were hoping that the weather might be a little bit nicer than it actually was, but still, we didn't get drenched. It was just a bit overcast, as is to be expected in the UK this time of year. But we went to our favourite park, got some exercise in. And then I think the rest of Saturday was pretty chill. And yesterday was like my one day off. Because typically with content stuff, I'll sort of say that I'll have a day off, but some content tasks are really minute. So I just kind of find myself doing them, you know, when I eat lunch or as I'm having morning coffee. And I kind of have to remind myself, you can still just like have a full break and not do anything, no matter how easy some of the tasks are. So I had an actual no content day yesterday. I didn't check any YouTube stuff. I didn't open my editing software. I didn't record anything. I didn't write anything. I didn't open Wowhead. I didn't read YouTube comments. I didn't make like a TikTok. I didn't do anything. I had a lie-in. I made some pancakes for me and Lof. I had a lovely long shower, washed my hair, did that whole routine. I took a nap. It was great. So far, so good. Had a great weekend. Me and my partner went out frisbee golfing in the morning, made some yummy food for dinner, and watched a movie. Very cozy. Ah, Lof enjoys frisbee golfing. We've been and done it together a couple times. I'm like uncultured in it. I've never done it since meeting, or until I met Lof, I should say. He's very good. I don't think it's something that I would like get into long term, but it got us out the house, and especially doing it in Norway, you get some really spectacular like views and stuff. Less so where we live in the UK, but that's all right. Yeah, my weekend was nice, thank you, Lee. It was quite nice and relaxing. And I'm honestly kind of, I know this might sound really weird, I'm kind of proud of myself for having a actual day off, because I'm not very good at doing that. Hi MechX, how are you? Glad you took some time for yourself. I must remember to do that more often. I definitely am guilty of giving myself too much of a hard time, and I struggle to distinguish leisure and relaxation time with or from laziness or like complacency. Okay, finished my black coat grind. Now farming Sylvanas for the mount. Congratulations on finishing that grind. I'm inspired by you today to do this on stream, because I think I might regret it if I leave it. We've got a long way to go, so the likelihood of us finishing this today is very low. But, I mean, we're starting out at halfway through friendly, and we're starting out with, I think I started with roughly 250 market research. So at least we've got some research under our belts already. Good luck with your Sylvanas grind. You'll have to let us know if the mount drops. Yeah, I'm good, thank you, MacX. I missed the buff, damn it. Had a pretty good day today so far. Woke up early. Got a video ready for tomorrow. Oh, we didn't finish it. Yikes. Loth and I managed to get a nice walk in, like 40 minutes. We managed to not get wet or cold. In fact, the weather today is strangely kind of nice. It's kind of less so now. It was a little bit sunny earlier. Still overcast, but the blue sky's trying to break through. And it's like 11 degrees. The only thing is it's quite windy at the moment, so it doesn't feel necessarily as warm as it says it is, but I put on my huge kind of winter coat that's waterproof just because I don't trust that we won't get wet. And I was too hot. It's painful, but those 50% mixes such a difference. Yes, I'm hoping I feel that for sure. Am I right in remembering that we do these scrap heaps, we get market research, and then you hand market research in for reputation? That's what I remember, I think. I'm pretty sure it's like the main way to get rep with Dark Fuse now. So they removed that cheese where you could farm the quest mob over and over. I wouldn't have done that anyway, just because that sounds like an exploit that you could get in trouble for, but...
Not again. One minute left on this one. Finish it up.
We don't have very many people. I could do with looking for a group to see if... Oh! Dark Fuse Scrap Farm, War Mode off. That's a great start. Maybe we will finish this one, and then I will apply to that. There's a couple people here, but there's 18 people in this group, so it'd be much faster. Thing is, with these scrap heaps, it brings me out of Moonkin form. And it's kind of frustrating, because then when the little mobs spawn, I feel like it's very clunky to be shoveling and then hop out of form, get in combat, shift back into form, click the shovel, click the heap, and then shift back out.
Time's up. Grab your gear and let's go.
Okay. Let's see if we can get in here. Oh, they have Galagio garbage too. It's probably going to die very fast if there's this many people. I just missed it. Of course, Dirt Me completely forgot about the skip unlock quest in Sylvanas raid, so I've been doing the whole thing each time. Oh no! To the point where I have every single Mog item unlocked. Got her legendary bow 13 times now, still no mount. My goodness. It's a good thing that you noticed it now though. Like, you could have got the whole way to the end and then gone, there's a skip for this. So do you have the skip now, or are you still working on the quest to unlock the skip?
Tag it up. We're done scrapping this one.
Is there a cap on these? Market research. Doesn't look like there's a cap. Maybe we could do with changing our raid frame size just for this particular thing. It's better. The groups are all wonky too. I kind of wish it was a bit neater. I crashed.
And that's why we got insurance, folks. Clean it up.
Crazy, the drop chance for the legendary bow is higher than the mounts and pets. Yeah, it doesn't really sound like a legendary anymore, does it? But I suppose they get away with it because no one needs it as a legendary anymore. Besides for the cosmetic reasons. But you would think that they would still make it pretty rare, right? Hi Siri. How are you doing? Hope you had a nice weekend. Oh, I just actually activated my Siri. He said, I'm pretty good, thanks. Oh, Siri, have you set up your hot tub yet? Still working on the skip. Got to kill Kel'Thuzad 4 times for it, so it's going to be 4 weeks. Ugh. Yeah, character specific as well. Although, is that going to be a warbound skip? It's not, is it? It is for, like, Garrosh, I think, from Mr. Pandaria, Siege of Orgrimmar. Unless I'm mistaken. I made a video on that once, but I can't remember if that's character specific or not. That bow has a better chance to drop than the stupid legendary axe. The Firalath from Farak. I have not. We'll do it one day. Oh, people are getting trash fire barrels. Wonder if we'll get any. I already have one, so I don't need it for the experience, and I don't particularly want one in my house, but... All skips are account wide now? Oh, I didn't know that. That's good. That's very good. At least in that case, it's 4 weeks of your life once, not 4 weeks for every single ult that you want to send through. Well, I hope you get it, Mechex. Maybe the typical thing will happen where after you get the skip, the first time you do the raid, you'll get the mount. And then you'll say, there was no point getting the skip. You just willed it into existence.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Okay, there's actually so many people here that it's difficult to see what the objective is that we have to do.
Wrap it up. I ain't spending more than another minute here.
I'm shoveling in there somewhere. I got it 2 weeks before we stopped raiding. It cost me 500,000 gold. Yikes. You've got it now though, no need to farm it. Like I will have to if I want the appearance. The run I unlock the skip is gonna drop. Yep. Yep. But then you'll be like fully done with the raid because you said you got all the appearances too. Then you can just never go back to Sanctum of Domination ever again. Have you tried any Dragonflight raids so far? Now that they've made it Legacy? I think we might have talked about this recently, but... I honestly wasn't able to do some bosses even on normal. But I can wait a little bit, I'm not in a rush. I got the footage I wanted for a video. I was able to rely on Loth and some friends for some footage, and then The rest is history. Not yet. Probably going to wait until 90 for that. Yeah. 4 of us together with, you know, endgame war within gear weren't able to kill S.C.R.A.P, so I don't think I'm going to stress about getting the, like, the mount or slash druid form from Mythic S.C.R.A.P until a bit later. People have been saying that pet classes are having an easier time with the Dragonflight raids. That won't make a difference for S.C.R.A.P because until they change it, I imagine unless you're a class that can heal the ads that go to the tree, I doubt you can do the S.C.R.A.P encounter, period. Because you got to keep the tree alive while also killing S.C.R.A.P.
Oh, for the lover. Get that out of here.
I'll just wait. Plenty of other stuff we can farm in the meantime that's much easier.
Hey, that thing snagged my lunchbox earlier. Wrap it up. I ain't spending more than another minute here.
I guess we're getting empty Caja-Cola cans as well, which I can hand in for potentially a mount, I think, unless I already have it. The axe was not fun to get. Needing to get the stupid quest where you needed to go to the world event in the dream was not fun. Oh yeah, they made you do, not Dream Surge. Super Bloom? I got the trash thingy mount while getting the coat. Nice. Do you remember what that mount is called? Because I'm fairly sure I don't have it. But I fear I'm going to struggle to find it. Trash?
Shovels down. We'll come
That's the
back to
glory
this one
achievement.
later.
And it's not Janny. I remember to loot this. Scrap? Not that one. It's... Is it this? Sifted pile of scrap? Goblin shredders have proven time and again to be useful in many applications. I seem to remember it's a golem like this. Oh, it's a flying head. Oh, my bad. Oh my god. I'm gonna be late. And someone's catching a ride. You're welcome. That's gonna teach them. I just DC'd because I collided into the wall.
Wait, did someone jump in their car
Yeah.
and then they crashed? DC'd?
Yeah.
That's vehicular, man.
Stop. Teach you a lesson. Wonder if they'll think I did that on purpose. Okay. This is an issue I've been having in Undermine particularly. It doesn't seem to care for vehicle gameplay at the moment, which is 90% of Undermine. But then also if you crash, it's like insta DC for me a lot of the time. I like dropping frames, which is making driving rather difficult. Follow the Trent for half an hour. Yep, that's the one. I remember Super Blooms. Don't think I ever did more than I needed to. I'm never getting into a car with you. You crash and make us DC. I'll have you know I'm a very good driver, thank you, Siri.
Get a move on.
I never crashed, but I have got a speeding ticket. Oh, I got a trash fire barrel. Oh, that's my third one, actually. I've been having disconnect issues when leaving some delves lately, where I can't even get back onto the character for 10 to 15 minutes. So frustrating. That is annoying. Delves. Wonder why they're an issue. Or maybe... I guess you're doing raid, like you're doing the Sanctum of Domination, which is also just an instance like a delve, so I wonder what's different about it. I'd love to say that when midnight comes, we'll be clear of bugs like that, but I think you've got to give it a little bit of a grace period when a new expansion drops for not only those bugs to not go away, but to potentially have more of them. You drive on the wrong side? Don't get me started, Siri.
Got insurance, folks.
Well, if you come to visit, you can feel free to walk. What? He said I drive on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah, he could walk.
Oh, garbage. I'm kidding, Siri. It's alright. I'm used to Loft telling me I'm driving on the wrong side, so it's nothing I've not heard before. Trains do indeed exist. Not the most efficient system in the UK, but better than other places. We will never have Japanese trains anywhere in Europe. No, I think, to my understanding, I don't think anywhere is doing it as well as Japan for efficiency and cleanliness and professionalism. Oh, another trash fire barrel? Maybe I'm gonna have to make a build just out of trash fire barrels. I don't like it, but it does have potential, and anything with a fire animation is immediately higher in my rankings, I guess. Oh, don't crash. Oh, don't crash.
All right, we're starting up. Let's move it, people.
Can't be worse than the Deutschbahn. Is that trains? I'm thinking of the Autobahn, which is like a motorway, right? I just had my pronunciation corrected. I never claimed to speak German. I'm sorry for my pronunciation.
Not again.
The German railroad. Is it bad? I definitely think the British rail system is that good. Really?
He hasn't tried it.
You're in for a treat, Siri. Can burn all your laundered money in those bins. I mean, I guess it gives us a base for inspiration for any, like, goblin build or Undermine themed build. Not that I'm in a terrible rush to make one of those right now. German railroad is horrible. Really? I've only been to Munich, and I think our experience of the trains was okay. But we were only there for like 2 nights, so not a hugely informed opinion. I am also coming from kind of the British experience, which in my old job I used to get a 30-minute train. Well, actually, after I moved house, it was only about a 15-minute train ride one way. It cost £12 with a discount
Get a move on.
for a 15-minute journey. And if the train was delayed or cancelled, delayed by X amount, but you'd already scanned your ticket to get through the barriers to wait on the platform, you were not eligible for a refund, even if the train never came. And sometimes if you were to request a refund for like a severe delay, sometimes I was waiting like 45 minutes to an hour for a train, by which point I called my manager, turned around and walked home. I said, I'm going to work from home today. Don't mind me. I once got a £1 refund for my 1-hour delayed train that I never got.
Oh, for the lover. Get that.
And basically, if you go through the barriers and then request a refund, they basically immediately deny it because they see on the system that you've used your ticket. So to them, that means you got on a train. Even though they can also see that you used your ticket on one end, but never made it to the other end. So love that. Love that. So in our experience, the Munich railway was quite a nice breath of fresh air. I'll be going on the Deutsche Bahn rail this May to travel to Switzerland. Ooh. I would love to go to Switzerland, I think. What are you going there for, Siri? Skiing? The amount of delays and cancellations is insane. Did we have anything like that? I think we were fine. Maybe because... I guess we didn't take a ton of trains, but where our hotel was, we needed to take a train to get more centrally into Munich. Maybe different parts of Germany are better than others. That's so illegal. What is customer rights? Oh, girl. It's rough out here. I typically had quite a good experience on Spanish trains, which, no tea, no shade, is a little bit surprising for Spain because they're so laid back about so many things, culturally speaking, that you might suspect, like, oh yeah, your train's just delayed, don't worry about it, it'll come. But whenever I needed a train, I can't remember having any issues. They were also like really nice trains, like they were new, they were quiet, they were smooth. That's another thing about British trains, in my opinion. At least I'm speaking from the southwest, where, you know, all over the country, the trains are a little bit different. You've got different networks, rail networks and stuff, different models of trains. The ones in the southeast, a lot of them are just very jostling. They're not very smooth. Some of them are quite loud. Go to London, my goodness. Some of the tubes, the subway trains are so loud.
Can you not? That's not what I use.
Worst trip I had here was supposedly a 4-hour train trip. Ended up taking 9. No refund. That's horrific. I bet they were like, well, you were on the train. So, no, you're not getting a refund. Denmark bought new trains. We made the mistake of buying Italian ones again. Italian trains. I couldn't tell you where our trains come from. Where are we up to? Oh, I got a random cosmetic that I already know. We have 431 market research, so we've like almost doubled in
Back it up. We're done scrapping
40 minutes. Not bad. Probably more like half an hour, honestly. No. My speed boost.
Come on, chop chop. We're getting paid commission, not hourly.
From Thomas the Tank Engine.
You're gonna let that stop you? Fix
Oh,
it.
that reminds me of a parody that is up on YouTube. Honestly, if it's demonetized or removed completely from YouTube by now, I wouldn't be surprised. Someone did a Scouse dub of Postman Pat. Not Post. Yeah, it was Postman Pat and Thomas the Tank Engine. And it's so funny. It's incredibly rude. Lots of foul language, but that just reminded me.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
What?
About me.
Nothing about you.
That's what I heard with it.
Better shovel harder. 1 minute, and we are out of here.
Postman Pat, the father of every child in that town without being a dad. Oh, we've got nearly 2,000 empty Coca-Cola cans. Feel like we could probably buy a fair amount with that.
Pack it up. We're done scrapping this one.
Hope we got the buy 'em all add-on to make that easier. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot of clicking. I don't have that currently, so I should probably download that before we get to that point. That's a good point, Mekex. I just updated my add-ons list. I might have to go and add that one in. I'm guessing it's because when you go to buy one, you have to click through the... Are you sure you want to purchase this for X amount, blah, blah, blah? Yes.
You're gonna let that stop you?
Lets you buy stuff in bulk. That will be useful, rather than buying them one at a time. It was quite nice the other day, going through
Fix it.
all of my add-ons and just doing a deep clean. Some add-ons I looked at, I thought,
You're gonna let let that stop
What do you actually do?
Fix it.
And if I didn't look it up, I wouldn't be able to tell you. So I thought, maybe that means I should get rid of it. So I did. I remember the stupid fish hand in Dragonflight needed that. Fish.
Wrap it up. I ain't spending more than another minute here.
Was it like a Tuskar thing? Speaking of add-ons, I got that add-on you were talking about a couple of streams ago that shows you all the world quests. That helped me get a lot more order resources. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome, Lee. I'm glad it helped. It's one of my favorite add-ons. Non-invasive, simple, tells me exactly what I need to know. We're talking about World Quest List is the add-on Lee and I are talking about. So when you're in a specific zone, you get this interface next to your map, which shows you all available world quests in a given zone. So if I were to click on Hallowful, it shows me a list of Hallowful world quests, and then you can filter it based on rewards or reputation, faction, and whatever. It was for rep with the Tuskar. There's the chest. Oh, I am in combat, so I am. Gosh, these scrap heaps are driving us literally from one side of the zone to the other. Oh, I'm sorry. I still feel terrible at driving in Undermine.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
So useful, but causing so many lure errors.
Get that out of here.
World Quest List or World Quest Tracker? Is that a different add-on?
Can you not? Wait, that's not what I use.
I've been having lots of lure errors recently too, but it doesn't tell me specifically which add-ons are causing it. I deactivated all the things just because it's a very big add-on and was causing me some frame drops, which is just very typical of all the things because it's got so much information to process in the background. But I think until we're a little more settled in Midnight and the servers are a bit more stable, we're probably going to have some lure errors for a little while. I usually just reload and it tends to fix it, at least for a little bit. I love the ability to turn it off and on so it's not too much clutter. Yeah. Never got used to it, just went on my normal mount. Can't wait to actually fix my UI. Funny you should mention that, Siri. I worked on that video today. It's coming out tomorrow. I'm not saying that you should copy my UI. I mentioned that quite explicitly in the video because I'm not trying to say, look at my UI. Isn't it gorgeous? You should use it. But I do take the base default UI that you would start out with if you were playing the game for the first time. And I build it step by step. Explaining what certain bits of it do for people that don't know. And just trying to build a default UI with 0 add-ons. Copy your UI and blame me for bad DPS. You can blame me, that's okay, I don't mind. I'll probably be down there with you too, don't worry. Typically, Moonkin aren't in a great place at the start of raid tier. However, we did get a pretty big buff recently, so maybe it'll be different this time. The start of War with him was rough. I was like, I promise I'm at raid. You can't see me, but I am here.
Get that out of here.
We all know what happens when I combust.
You're gonna let that stop you?
Careful now.
Oh, for the lover. Get that out of here.
Class and spec balancing has been pretty bad for a while now. It all feels very up in the air, and it probably is going to continue to feel that way for a little while. Just while they kind of establish all the tuning and hot fixing.
Ain't spending more than another minute here.
But it's funny how much it impacts old expansions content. I think this was a topic of conversation in the stream recently as well, is I would imagine that when Blizzard are looking at tuning, they're only ever looking forwards. So right now they're looking at midnight. They have no reason to necessarily look back at something like Dragonflight. But it does make quite a big difference when they do such drastic tuning that they're doing right now. People have been commenting on just how much easier old expansions content feels on a certain class versus another one, which is kind of funny. What are you farming? Hey, Mark Panther. We are farming scrap heaps for Dark Fuse Solutions Rep. Partly because it's got like a mount and a really nice transmog and some decor, but also just because in the future scrap heaps, I feel like they're probably not going to change the way that they're like designed. And in order to finish a scrap heap, you ideally need multiple players. And I can't vouch on the fact that, you know, by the end of midnight or even the next expansion when we come back to farm this stuff, that there'll be other people here doing the same thing. So just while we wait for midnight and there's not much else going on, thought we would do some scrap stuff. We are up to, well, we're at 2,500 through friendly, so there's a long way to go for Dark Fuse Solutions. I need all the other cartel reps as well, because I'm not finished with them either. I could probably do with picking up like the weekly cartel quest and just picking one at random, because I think they've all got decor that I don't have. But we're up to 500 market research, which is pretty good.
It happens sometimes.
And we currently have a 50% increased like reputation gain, is my understanding. So doing a grind like this now is like better time than any.
Wrap it up. I ain't spending more than another minute here.
Just look at what happens in Classic when you're low level and get extra stats. Loft's almost level 70 in Burning Crusade Classic. Not me. You can do them solo. You only have to reach the last segment of the bar to get the full reward from the chest. Just makes it harder to fill the bar to spawn garbage. I see. Okay. Well, in the inevitable eventuality that we don't finish this grind, that's good to know that we can return to it in the future without all of these people being here. The garbage drops amount, I think, which I also don't have. I think that's the one I looked at earlier. Garbage? Salvaged Goblin Gazillionaires. Yeah, this one comes from Galagio Garbage. Kind of amazing that I don't have that yet. Did the level 80 boost not give max rep for everything? Or was that just the renown tracks? I feel like it was just the major renown tracks, so it would have got you max renown with the Bilgewater cartels. So this one, the cartels of Undermine, but the actual individual cartels themselves wouldn't have been maxed out, I don't think. I hadn't tested that though. I
I can check.
am curious. I do have a character who I used a boost on, but I feel like they've just, like, they would nullify some very big grinds by doing that, so my guess is no.
The shaman.
Oh, for the love
I don't remember.
get that out of here. You're gonna let that stop you?
Loft's gonna
That's
fact
it.
check.
Can you not? Oh, wait, that's not one of yours.
Oh, take care, Siri. Thank you for stopping by.
On this one, finish it up.
Hope you have a lovely evening.
Yeah, it doesn't. If I don't Weaver and busy, then
Yeah. Loft has just kindly fact checked. So you get every reputation, including the individual S.C.R.A.P reps, so the 3, like, commanders, but not the individual cartel reps from Undermine.
This one later.
I think people would have been pretty salty about that if you could just buy your way through this sort of grind. That's another trash fire barrel. We have 6. It's gonna become a meme at this point where I'm gonna have to, like, make a build dedicated to it or have one hidden in my house somewhere. I win.
Interesting. Now get those shovels moving if you want to share in the trash. Ugh, not again.
Gosh, it is crazy how fast the bar fills with this many people.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. Yeah, it happens sometimes. Gotta shovel harder. 1 minute and we are out of here.
It's kind of funny how big of a difference it is in how many Cola cans you get each time you shovel. I just got 29, and then I got 4 lots of 1, then I got 11, then I got 20, 11351155 1120 1111 16 12. Another bow, no mount. Aye. How many attempts is that today, Mechx? Do you think you'll continue farming that mount with midnight coming this week, or will you be busy doing other things? I feel like any old grinds that I'm doing when a new expansion launches seem to get quite easily deprioritized because all of a sudden there's so many other things you either want or need to be doing.
You're gonna let that stop you? Fix it!
Oh, I should remember to use my interact key. It actually works here.
Oh, for the lover! Get that out of here!
Makes it much easier.
Ugh, not again. Can you not? What? That's not one of yours.
Well, we get them out by the end of today. I've done a lot of these even off camera. Not today, just historically. Nice, I still haven't seen this mount. I'm curious what the drop chance is.
Better shovel harder. 1 minute, and we are out of here.
Oh, that's okay, Mechx. I asked if you think you'll continue farming the Sylvanas mount into midnight, or if you'll be preoccupied because of midnight. You will. I commend your dedication.
Shovels down. We'll come back to this one later.
7th barrel. Mechx, do you know how many trash fire barrels you got by the end of your Dark Fuse farm? I'll first unlock the Harroneer and then use the level 80 boost on one to replace my Night Elf Druid. Still gonna work on that. I think I'm gonna leave my decision on Harroneer based on how we feel once we've unlocked them. Oh, rare.
And that's why we got insurance, folks. Clean it up.
Because I understand now that you do have to unlock them. They're not just there by default. Which I actually don't mind. I think that's quite nice. Gives them a bit of like background, I guess. And is not as much of a gimme as some other races have been in the past. But I don't know. I think their druid forms are really cool. I don't know if I'm sold on them.
Oh, for the lover! Get that out of here!
You only have to do their zones campaign to unlock them. No crazy grind. Okay. I'm
Wrap it up.
not sure on the order of the campaign quests, apart from I'm fairly sure Eversong Woods comes first. I don't know where Harrendar sits. Maybe it's right at the end, but I'm not sure. Oh, you can just choose the order yourself. Okay. I guess by that logic, we could do Harren Dar first.
It's Silverman.
Loft's doing Silvermoon first. He feels very strongly about that. Eversong Woods, you mean?
Huh?
Eversong Woods?
Yeah.
Mm.
For me, though.
He wants the law.
Suleiman.
I don't think I'll be in a huge rush to like unlock them.
We're done scrapping this one.
We'll get it all done eventually. I don't think I'll have much time to play apart from... We'll do a stream on Friday because that's just a given. But I'm away this weekend, which is kind of bad timing. Makes me sound very ungrateful. I'm still happy that I'm going away because my friends are taking me to watch a Chinese ballet over the weekend as a belated birthday gift, which I'm very, very excited about.
All right, we're starting up.
But it means no streams and probably very little midnight gaming for me, just generally speaking over the weekend, but we'll probably come in on
Sometimes.
Monday, full force. Could potentially stream earlier on Friday to like
Let that stop you? Fix it.
make the most of the first day of midnight.
Ugh, not again.
Haven't even bought it yet. Gotta wait for payday.
Can you not? Wait, that's not what I use.
Probably gonna be a mess anyway on the first days. Indeed. I'm never in a rush to be one of the first people on launch because
Better shovel. 1 minute and we are out of here.
it doesn't sound fun to just be dealing with a ton of, you know, mob competition and server instability, DCs, lag. The next day might not be much different, but I'm sure the initial launch will be oversaturated. Also, I'm hoping my stream closed captions are still working okay. I have set up a new bookmark in my browser so that Twitch and my stream caption website are together, so that when I open Twitch, I'm remembering, hopefully, to open
Scrapping this one.
my closed caption website as well. Because I have to separately go and activate my microphone on the closed caption website for it to then talk to Twitch and then feed my subtitles onto stream. And I have also enabled a feature where if I haven't enabled it within 5 minutes of streaming, there should be like a bot command, a bot chat message that says, hey, you haven't enabled your closed captions. Seems fine so far. Excellent. I didn't know if there was a more simple way of activating closed captions or subtitles for my stream. I naively wondered if originally it was just sort of a switch I could flick in my creator dashboard. Doesn't appear to be, as far as I'm aware. When I looked up how to get closed captions, the first option that seemed the most popular with other people was getting an extension. So I just followed suit.
Wait, that's not what I use.
Getting a lot of Bellagio garbage spawns, which is nice. sadly, Rarity still isn't working for us to track our attempts. I think I still have it. Rarity, yeah, it's just incompatible. I think the add-on author hasn't updated it yet since the big API changes with the add-ons. So I think I'm just going to hold out in the hope that they will update it, because an add-on that is tracking drop attempts from, you know, for mounts and pets and toys and whatever shouldn't be affected by the combat API add-on cleanse that Blizzard have done. So I reckon the author just needs to do some updating on their side. Would be nice if it dropped research too. True. True. Where are we at? 587 research. I'm assuming I'm remembering to open all of these chests every time we finish a junk pile. If I miss one, feel free to remind me, but maybe it comes in the mail if you don't loot one of the chests. It's funny that everyone pulls up in the center of Undermine. It's like car park.
Oh, for the lover, get that out of here! You're gonna let that stop you? Fix it!
Have any of you guys seen Superstore on Netflix? I've been getting quite into it lately, which
Fix it!
is kind of funny because I originally started trying to watch it when Loft still lived in Norway and I was flying to and from to visit him. I would download, you know, 6 to 8 episodes at a time on Netflix so I could watch them on the flight. And early on, I wasn't super convinced. I typically like shows like Schitt's Creek and Modern Family, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Who Broke Girls, stuff like that. Just kind of easy viewing background TV where it's just, you know, 20 to 30 minutes. It's, you know, low intensity, low commitment, comfort show. And for some reason, at the beginning, it just didn't grip me very much. I guess I didn't feel massively connected to any characters or anything. But in the last couple of weeks, I've just been kind of looking for something to watch that's not YouTube, because I spend a lot of my time on YouTube, and it's kind of nice to just watch actual TV for once. And it was sitting there in my continue watching, and I thought, out of all of these things in my continue watching, I'd rather watch this than anything else, and ever since I said that, I've not been able to stop watching it. While I was chipping away at the War Within meta achievement, I got through pretty much one whole season. It was just on autoplay on my second monitor, and now I'm like attached to the point where it makes me cry, which is just me to a T. Doesn't take me long to start crying at TV and film. Some add-ons are easy to fix yourself. Sometimes you just have to change one entry in their TOC files. Oh. Do you reckon I have to update or like fix Rarity myself? I had never considered that because I think I'd be too scared about breaking it. Do that all the time too, having shows and movies running on the other screen. Yeah, it's a kind of a go-to thing for me. If I'm not watching anything, then I'll just have Probably some kind of music, like the lo-fi that we have on streams. Just something to listen to, because typically my game sound from WoW is pretty low, so I don't really need it unless we're like raiding or something. But I guess streams and YouTube videos play the same role as having a film or a TV show on the side, or a podcast. I suppose a stream and a podcast are pretty interchangeable. It's really just the entry for the game version number. I think I understand what you're saying. So what are we in now? Version... Oh, this won't last long, but version 12.0.1.66044? Is that what you mean? Perhaps you underestimate my fluency with technology in that regard, because when I was going through my add-ons list, I didn't realize that I had WoW Up and CurseForge working simultaneously. So I've got like duplicate add-ons, but not completely exact duplicates. So, for example, in WoW Up, it said that I had Auctionator, but in CurseForge it said I didn't. So then I was going through CurseForge thinking I didn't use WoW Up, and I was like, I literally see in-game that I have an Auctionator right now, but CurseForge doesn't have it in my list. And when I searched it, I could install it. I was like, what? And then I remembered I initially got WoW Up for LVI when I was an LVI girly, because I couldn't get it on CurseForge. And then I guess it had synced with my account and noted all of the add-ons that I had at the time or something. I'm not really sure. But I was like, well, I don't want to use WoW Up anymore because I don't use LVY, so let's just get rid of it. So I uninstalled all of my add-ons from WoW Up, booted WoW back up, and then all of my add-ons had gone, and I was like, oh my god, I ruined everything. Turns out I just had to resync CurseForge to my account, and it was all fixed. That was kind of funny. Oh, sorry, Mechex, your message got swallowed. You're all good, though. It will have been because the game versions have decimals in them, so to stream elements it looks like a code or link or something. So it's just by default deleted your message, but I see it, you're all good. Probably still on 12.0.0.0, gotta change it to 12.0.1, yeah. Okay, I could look into that, to be fair. I think I'll give it a little bit more time, just because I've never had to do that before. If it continues to be incompatible, maybe I'll do some research. Could be worth checking online if other people have manually updated the add-on, or if they're waiting themselves. Doesn't work all the time, but it does work for simple add-ons. Okay, that's good to know. That's a good trick. Thank you. I've been meaning to look up homebound vendors. What within? Sitch lowdown is Dark Fuse. So I was able to buy the open rust-plated storage crate already, because that was Dark View Solutions friendly. But once we get to Honored, we can buy the bookcase. And then ideally, we'd work all the way up to Max, where we can buy the coat and the mount and stuff. But to be fair, if we only get decor from today, then that's fine by me. We've done our meta achievement for this zone, which unlocked the Galagio Gallery campsite for the character select screen, which is fun. I used it for my warband of characters that are, in my words, retired, because they don't really have a purpose right now. Specifically duplicate classes or alts I made for a specific purpose, which has now been fulfilled. Originally they were in Razor Wind Shores because it was the closest thing to a beach that I had, but now they're at the casino spending all of their hard-earned money. Oh! We got a mount! We didn't get the exciting rarity pop-up because it's incompatible, but we got the salvaged Goblin Gazillionaire's flying machine. Finally! That's very exciting. Nice. You know what? That makes up for the fact that Love is in the Air is over, and I did not get either of the 2 new mounts from Crown Chemical Co. I'll take it. Nice. Gosh, it's so weird getting a mount drop without rarity. I'm I'm used to the little mini achievement pop-up and the screenshot. How weird. I guess if I'd had all the things enabled, it would have given me a little jig, but... Not a jig, a jingle. Let's see what this new mount's all about, shall we? Salvaged Goblin Gazillionaire's flying machine. Sadly, we can't actually fly, but I quite like mount models like this. It's like the... I always forget what it's called. There was one from Secrets of Azeroth. This is quite a cool mount. I actually do quite like that, and I'm not a big fan of the goblin aesthetic. That's saying something. Oh, that's nice. A little bit of excitement for this otherwise rather plain grind that we're doing. How much rep do you need? Well, I'm 2,500 through friendly, so a lot? Question mark? I thought maybe I'd be like honored already, because I thought I'd done a lot of these. But I also was sitting on 250 market research before I even started the stream, so maybe I did do a lot. I just never actually handed in my research. But yeah, I don't think I'm anywhere close to being done. Although I forget how much research you hand in and what that equates to. We're also up to 4,000 cola cans and 646 research. Is it really 100 research per crate? Oh. Oh. Great. That's alright. I thought you were going to say like 20. Oh, another barrel. Wonder if we'll get more or less than Mechex from finishing this grind. I think that's our 8th one. Trash fire, yeah. House levels, we are sitting at Level 6.5 almost for Mischief Mansions, which is my guild neighborhood, and 7 1/3 for my public neighborhood, which eventually would be nice to turn into a charter neighborhood so we can make a community neighborhood for like stream viewers and YouTube viewers and stuff to come and join. Although EU exclusive, sadly.
You're gonna let that stop you? Fix it!
Takes about 17 hours from nothing to exalted. Yeah, that's a grind. I think they knew people would do it though once they showed that that long lab coat or trench coat.
Oh, for the lover! Get that out of here!
I find that so interesting. If I were working at Blizzard and I made a really simple transmog piece like that black coat and people were going crazy for it, I would think, huh, maybe people like really simple but impactful things. Because you know what else people would go crazy for? Heeled boots. I don't know why we don't have like a, not a high heel, but heeled boots in WoW. The only thing I can think of is character models and the fact that everyone's flat-footed. And to be fair, now I think of it, my troll has 2 toes, so I don't know how she'd look in high-heeled boots. But wouldn't you like to be like a mage or a priest or a warlock and just stand at range in your lovely black coat and your heels? Maybe I'm yassifying WoW too much, I don't know. There's a white version of the coat too. Don't remember from what though. Sounds like probably another Undermine thing, right? Maybe from the
And time's up!
the,
Grab
the,
your gear and let's go!
the chemists. The what am I saying? Which cartel is it? Is it Blackwater that does all the alchemy stuff? Steamweed Adventure. I don't remember. Okay. Gosh, that scrap heap came fast. I mean, I'll take a rare if I'm literally running it over in the street. Market research? I got 2 market research and some rep. Still be on time for our junk heap. Scrap heap. I always name it wrong.
You're gonna let that stop you? Fix it! Yeah, it happens sometimes.
The thing that does not make any sense about it, they made the potion and pylon mechanics and all that to farm it, and then they nerfed the ever-living crap out of it. Yeah. I do need myself some healed boots. Peak fantasy fighting in heals. I guess I'm probably trivializing the job of creating transmog and the details that go on behind the scenes in order to make it happen by saying, just make heals. But like, you made the code. And, you know, every playable race model is very distinct from one another for the most part. If you think you've got gnomes and then you've got Tauren, both of whom can wear the trench coat, you've managed to make it accessible to everyone there. So let my 2-toed troll wear some heels. You could also fix that issue by just covering the foot. And I'm afraid we will have to probably discriminate against the hooved races, because they never display boots anyway. That's tough. But I think if a Draenei were walking around in heels or a Tauren, it might look really strange.
Time to head out. Get a move on.
Ooh, thanks, MechX. Again with the deleted message. I'm sorry. Stream Elements is very unforgiving with links and stuff, or anything that it deems to be a link. Oh, that casino. I can almost guarantee that I've not done that. Public Defender's Coat. Oh, I have done it. I have a white trench coat. Maybe it's cloth only. How weird. I just ran the script to tell me if I've done the quest or not, and it says true. Huh. Fancy that. Oh, there's a chest here that I didn't loot the first time. Oops. Also, yes on the heals. Some NPC have heals. Why do we not get any? Yeah. We saw heals way back in... When did Tyrande get one of her appearance upgrades? Like Cataclysm, Miss of Pandaria? Cataclysm, probably. She was wearing heals in her
Straight up. I ain't spending more than another minute here.
transmog, so to speak, back in Cataclysm. But again, I guess, you know, it's easier to make an excuse or an exception for a NPC who you like never see move. It's one character model exclusively, but still. I'm holding out hope that as we progress, they'll realize you can give us extravagant, flamboyant transmog as much as you want with flashy, fiery animations and just make it bigger and bigger and bigger. Sometimes the people just want simple and effective, such as a black trench coat. Classy, Love says. Or classy. He's Norwegian. That's another trash fire barrel. Number 9. The next person who asks what we're farming when they tune into the stream, I'm going to say, trash fire barrels? Ban them?
Yeah, just permaban them.
Why?
I don't know. Hey, what are you farming? Hey, guess what? Permaban.
I will not ban people for asking me what I'm farming.
I'm click farming. You do the victim.
Okay. Sylvanas transmog as well. Yep. Yep. I mean, they physically gave us pretty much the Sylvanas transmog without the heals.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Wonder what kind of obnoxious grind they would put in front of getting heals in WoW. I would do it. And I would do it faster than I've done this grind, because I guess I didn't feel as strongly about a black trench coat as other people did. Might be because I play a troll, and I think she might look a little bit funky in that. But apparently we have a white one, so I need to look up whether I can transmog that, because if I can, I'm going to make a transmog ensemble right now and wear it for the rest of the stream.
1 minute left on this one. Finish it up.
Didn't Valera have one outfit with heals too? Sounds very likely, yeah. Where are the male NPCs in heals? Let's have that conversation. Locke claims a rogue with heels is for sure worse than a rogue with hooves. She is a rogue, yeah. Are you guys excited to have Valera as a Delve companion in Midnight? I'm kind of curious what some of her voice lines are going to be, because Bran was very iconic for his voice lines. I kind of have a feeling that Valera's going to be like shady about it. Oh, you died? Damn. Magic sound dampening heals. There's logic, I swear. Love it, Mechex. Right. We've done a fair amount. We've managed to get up to 728 research, as well as almost 5,000 Cajicola cans. I need to take a quick break, so I'll be right back, and you are going to be taunted by scrap heaps appearing on my rare scanner and me not being here to do something about it. I won't be long. Okay. How many scrap heaps did I miss? Maybe I don't want to know. Let's see if we can make it in time to this one. Have you guys heard the recent updates about player power potentially being tied to player housing? Bit of a sticky one. Basically, for context, if anyone doesn't know, there is a weekly quest that has been found on the beta, which was originally called Housewarming, where you were awarded upgrade quests by hanging out in a player house with at least 3 or 4 other players, which, in my opinion, is just a really poorly designed weekly quest regardless. But they scrapped that. The quest has been replaced by, I think it's called Community Engagement, which asks you to purchase a decor item from an Endeavor vendor, I think, something like that. Which, while it does involve player housing and is then inherently tied to player power because it offers crests, my opinion on it is it's not that big of a deal, because the quest is easily obtainable within, you know, less than 10 minutes of mindless work. And there's no myth track quests available from doing it. So it would be a non-option for people once they're like further into Midnight or into the season. I do think it's bad of Blizzard to have kind of made quite a strong stance in previous interviews in preparation for Midnight, saying that player housing was going to be a completely separate, optional piece of side content for them to then try and slyly weave in some crests for doing a player housing task. I reckon it's maybe a slightly cheap tactic to get more players engaging with housing. For what reason, I don't know. It could be because they are starting out with some microtransactions with housing where you can spend real money to buy a currency called Hearthsteel, I think. And they're slowly but surely adding decor items that you can buy from the in-game shop with Hearthsteel. But, yeah. I'm considering making like a commentary kind of video on the topic, because it's probably a pretty big pain point, or just point of contention and discussion for a lot of the player base. So it'd be interesting to see what other people think about it. It's only one source for crests, and crests are capped at 100 per week either way. Yeah, that's kind of my stance on it as well, is like, okay, yes, Blizzard have gone against the thing that they claimed that they were going to be very firm in their stance on, with just backtracking on player power being found in player housing, but it's not exactly a life-changing amount of player power. In fact, it's completely unsubstantial. Negligible, good word from Loth. I'd also be surprised if you can get hero crests from it. It probably goes as high as champion. Also, oops.
Whatever you find,
I think they made upgrades too expensive though. Oh, okay. I would need to do more research on that because I haven't looked into actual upgrades themselves. Because Valor Stones are no longer a thing, correct? They were never very popular.
That's why we got insurance, folks. Clean it up. Oh, for the lover, get that out of here.
Remember,
You can only fully upgrade one item per week because of the quest cap. So that's 14 weeks to max out a full kit of gear, which is insane. Oh. Really? One item a week? Oh dear. That sounds very poorly designed because I don't know, they've capped quests as well. It's not like you could just farm 14 weeks worth of quest upgrade quests in, 2 weeks and then just wait it out. Not that that sounds like good game design either. Hi Rogue, how are you doing today?
Time to head out. Get a move on.
I've never seen that Hearthstone before. That's from the Dell vendor, I think. I think that might be one that I'm not going to get until later down the line. If that's even going to still be available, to be fair. Trying to decide what to farm before midnight. May I interest you in any scrap heaps for Dark Fuse Solutions rep? Or have you done that already? If you tell me you've done it already, I'm going to be jealous of you.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Got the Dark Fuse mount, not sure what else there was from it. Damn, done it already. Very conscientious. I cannot relate. There is the black trench coat item, which was quite popular. Not item, transmog. Got the mount. There's some decor if that's of interest to you, but you didn't need to be exalted to get that. Sounds like you're done. Then I'm all out of ideas.
That thing snagged my lunchbox earlier.
Do you care about the Lunar Festival? There's some new cosmetics from the Lunar Festival holiday this year. Maybe some decor farming if you're interested in that. I never seem to be out of things to farm with when it comes to decor. Still got one Undermine rep, but gotta wait for reset. You sound very, like, in good stead. You sound like you've done all your work. Are you excited for midnight? I'd have to move my house before I care about it. My guild's getting on my nerves. Oh no. Is your house in your guild neighborhood? My guildies haven't had a chance to get on my nerves yet because they just haven't logged on. Our guild leader logged on enough to set up a guild neighborhood and rename it from the horrific name it was given initially to something that I suggested that's actually good. Otherwise, I mean, we can literally go and look. Show me Mischief Mansions. House Finder. So I'm seeing 2 people moved in. There is more. I'm curious why it's not showing me them. Maybe because they're not real ID friends. But it's pretty empty, our neighborhood currently. I think we're just... Most people aren't really playing the pre-patch, so... And most people probably didn't get early access, to be fair, which is completely fair enough. But I think most of my guild's not going to care about housing. But eventually, I think we will set up a community neighborhood in the Alliance neighborhood instead, so that people in this community have a place to move if they would like to, as long as they're EU. It was not a good name, Siri. Shut up. I'm not even going to say what the name was. Not wasting my breath. Joined them fairly recently, a year or so, but they're very conservative, which is why not a single one of them knows my name. Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that, Rogue. That's not nice. And Siri is my guild leader, and like he says, if you would like to join our guild instead, which is, I can vouch, much more open and accepting and loving and welcoming, which is the bare minimum, by the way, you are welcome. I guess the other question is, what do you like to get out of a guild? Because we are historically a heroic raiding guild. Some people have shown an interest in mythic raiding. I'm not one of them, but that's not to say that it won't happen. But yeah, if there is any mythic raiding on the table, it's only in the instance that there is a strong roster of at least 20 players, leaving some wiggle room for benching and subbing and whatever. But it's not nice to think of you in a horrible guild that you don't like. Makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
The neighborhood is there. I even placed a thing in my house. What's a thing in your house, Siri? Not a hot tub. I don't think we have a rogue, actually. I haven't properly looked at the spreadsheet that Lop has for our, like, raid roster. But it's typically quite an unpopular choice, I would say.
Left on this one. Finish it up.
There's no shade. Like, it just, I think a lot of people just don't tend to play rogue. But I remember you did a key with us. And you were insane. I think you were with me and Lof, and you blew us both out the water. It was hilarious. I'd love to mythic raid at some point, but it's by no means a deal breaker. I thought I'd be up for it until we tried it, and I was like, oh. Oh, this doesn't feel very fun. Maybe it was just the team. It was a different guild from the one we're in now. But also, to be fair, like, I'm going to take personal responsibility. I don't really see the fun in progressing bosses to that extent. If I find myself on a boss for, like, 4 weeks or more, like 4 resets or more, it's like, oh, I don't intrinsically love raiding, which is fine. So it kind of means that AOTC is like my perfect stopping point, because we can pretty easily, very easily get through normal most of the time. And then that's cleared in like probably the first reset, if not the next one. And then it's just like heroic for however long that takes, which typically is not a huge amount of time. And then we farm it for however long we feel like, which again isn't very long. And then I'm free to just go back and do this kind of stuff again.
Not again. Get that out of here.
They have since broken my spec, but at least subtlety is fun now. Well, in all seriousness, Rogue, you are welcome. If you're comfortable to, you can reach out to me on Discord if you would like to. Just like message me privately, and we can see about getting you in the guild if that's something you would be interested in trying. There's no pressure if you come and then you're like, nah. But the option is there for you if you'd like it.
More than another minute here.
What? What do you... Gotta wait for my guildies to go offline so I can leave without being bombarded with questions. That's horrible. You don't deserve that at all.
And time's up. Grab your gear and let's go.
Guess what? Another bow. Last tune of the week, no mount. I'm sorry, MechX. Reset day is not far away. I will say from personal experience, it's been quite hard in the past to find people, let alone a full community or a guild of people that are not horrendously toxic and make really stupid, harmful, throwaway comments and jokes about things that just shouldn't be joked about, that inherently make women and queer people and other minorities feel uncomfortable, where it's kind of just made out to be the norm and you're expected to just get on with it because this is how gamers talk and it's like their space and you're impeding upon it. But I mean, particularly ever since meeting Loth and joining his guild years ago, and the way that he handled any issues that came up in a guild of pretty much entirely men, straight men, cis men, made me feel much more comfortable. And then as time went on, you know, things changed in the guild, nothing drama related or bad, but, you know, goals and desires across the roster changed, which made us kind of fragment, which caused Loth and I to end up in Mischief, the guild we're in now, where there's not only like, you know, a welcoming and very friendly roster of people, there's also just representation. Like there's other queer people in the guild, which is a novelty to me, which is crazy to say given that I've played the game since 2009. But yeah, it's gives you like hope that it's not all horrible and you can enjoy this game that, you know, a lot of us have played for years and years and years and not feel like completely excluded and isolated.
Absolutely no airflow. Perfect day for a race.
I should come to Eva's chat more often and recruit her viewers. I'm DCing, no. I literally clipped a corner, how dare. My bestie and I pretty much gave up on guilds with people. We just have a guild for the two of us only. Nice. Cozy. That would be a lovely, quiet guild neighborhood. Pick any plot you wanted. It is very easy to be nice. Guilds are really difficult, especially with social anxiety. Thankfully, it does seem like more queer people are playing WoW, so that's a good sign for the future. Yes. I think another... I'm like really selling this guild right now. I don't really mean to be, it's just sells itself. On that point of like social anxiety, there's no pressure to be in a Discord call during raid night in order to talk, for example. Like it's nice for you to be there, and that's an expectation for like progression's sake, so that you can sit there with your microphone muted if you want to and just listen to the raid leader. But it's never an expectation that, you know, everyone's unmuted, everyone's chatting. I mean, I myself barely talk during raid nights. That's just who I am as a person, even though this would maybe suggest otherwise. I'm usually just kind of in my own little bubble in raid where I'm listening to call-outs, which I get first person because the person calling out raid mechanics is right there. But I just have like music on and I'm caring about what I'm doing and hopefully not causing any wipes or any major issues, which I could say typically I don't. So it's just nice. It feels like low pressure. No one's trying to be made to feel uncomfortable or pushed outside of their comfort zone or anything like that. Because for a lot of people, you know, guilds and Discord calls and all that kind of stuff can be very daunting, and I get that. Meanwhile, one of the guildies, who's actually part of the LGBT community, complained to me yesterday that WoW is being ruined by woke blue-haired devs. Right, right. I need out of there. You do.
I have many lucky
That is not good. Oh yeah, the guild logo. I've never seen it full scale like this.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh dear. Uh,
It is crazy.
this is our guild logo.
It's so good.
I don't think I ever realized what this actually is.
Yeah, I saw it the first time.
Okay, let's get that off. Very good, Siri. Did you make that? Almost missed my scrap peep because of that. Uh, I don't know. You can like whisper to someone, which is basically the same thing, I guess. The funny thing is, guilds with big texts about respecting each other usually have the most disrespectful jerks in them. Saying it is one thing, being it is definitely another. Made by a previous officer. As a non-native English speaker, I still get a lot of anxiety when talking in English on Discord with my guild. That's completely fair, Valash. I think that's definitely one of the other major parts of anxiety for a lot of people is the expectation that chat will be in English and that that's going to be more difficult for some people, less accessible. That's very brave of you, though, to, you know, commit to it in the way that you do. I hope no one ever makes you feel pressured. Typically, historically for me, I often raided with a lot of non-native English speakers, and I mean, never really had a difficult time understanding anyone, and B, I certainly would never think about it negatively. I would only ever think, you know, I understand why this person would struggle to communicate. I probably don't speak their native language, so let's just give them a break, but some people aren't like that, sadly.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. Can you not? Wait, that's not one of you.
Last time I gave it a chance was on the classic servers to get some raiding in. Oh boy, it was a shit show. Guild and raid leader would hold speeches about respect and have a massive wall of text about being nice to each other in the guild info and Discord. Eesh. I think a lot of people maybe default to, like, you know, things like that where it's just kind of dog whistling, if you know what I mean. Look how great we are. It's so important that you respect each other. I kind of see right through it nowadays. I'm like, okay, girl. Want to BRB for a bit? Sure thing, Rogue.
Time to head out. Get a move on.
What are we up to? 15 barrels. Okay, that's shot up. I don't even remember getting the rest. The last time I was counting, I think we had 8. Also, this person has a Recent allies. Who is this? Their name is Blue and it says recent ally. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
They would be the most disrespectful jacks themselves. Like I've had a brain tumor, I barely survived, and speech issues since, so I simply don't talk in voice. For whatever reason, that made them start to address me with he. I'm a girl. Even after trying to correct them countless times, they would ignore it, even accuse me of hiding my voice and just pretending to be a girl to be treated better. People are so gross. I'm so sorry that happened to you, Mechax. Girls get treated well on the internet by gamers in general. Yeah. Yeah. There are some real... What's the opposite of diamonds in the rough? There's too many thorns and not enough roses in the community sometimes, it feels like. It's hardly surprising that more and more people play WoW as a kind of solo game, despite it being an MMO. I cannot blame them. I really can't. The recent ally thing means you've been in a group with them recently. Oh. I mean, maybe they like joined and rejoined the raid or something. I don't know. I certainly haven't done any keys or anything. We're getting all kind of crap in our inventory. Ooh, do you reckon we can make it to the Dark Fuse Precipitant? Because that's some Dark Fuse rep. In fact, I think I have some of those items in my bank. Oh no, I'm lost. This isn't the way. Yeah, it is. I forget how you do this now. Pick up this and use it on these. Taking a little break from market research for a sec, because this, I believe, gives a good chunk of rep. I don't think this is helping the progress bar, actually, come to think of it. I thought you could pick these things up. Maybe I have to use this first. There we go. Carrying pollutants. This should spawn the boss. Hello. Hope I don't get kicked for doing this. I got 20 market research, so it is a little bit more than what you get from each scrap thing. And the rep you get is just with generic cartels of Undermine. Kind of interesting. Thought it was a bit more. Really only playing solo or with my bestie and doing as little content that requires others as possible. Yeah, I can fully appreciate why. I'm really sorry that that's been your experience, though. I hope you have fun with your bestie. I've done it again. Yeah, the community is awful at times. But that's a lot of the inspiration of why I started making content, is because, you know, people need people who are not assholes. Is my UI okay? That doesn't look correct. Okay, I think it was just having a moment. I mean, most of my YouTube content is me not appearing on camera. And hardly ever in any of my content will you see me use my transness or my identity as any form of leverage. It's not even featured or mentioned in any of my content. In, you know, my Twitch bio, it mentions that I'm a trans woman and my pronouns are she, her. I don't think that's terribly egregious. And in my YouTube videos, at the very bottom of my description, you'll find hashtags in which you'll find like LGBTQIA stuff. That's for the sake of informing an algorithm. You know, I could be making videos saying, trans girl reacts to X, Y, and Z, you know, and plastering trans flags all over my thumbnails and just like drawing out these exaggerated reactions from hateful viewers, but I don't, because my gender identity is one of the least interesting things about me, and I would never mean to use it for anything. It just is who I am. Despite that, despite me just being a person on the internet sharing guides about how you get a mount, or how you set up a UI, how you keybind, how you do a dungeon, you best believe I get comments that are just straight transphobia. And it's like, okay, I'm not on camera. I'm not talking about being trans. I never mentioned it. I'm not promoting anything. I'm just giving you a guide like anyone else. And somehow it's still a problem. Fascinating. But I don't care, because I'll never meet those people. They'll never meet me, and if they ever did, I could bet money on the fact that they wouldn't say the things that they could say through a keyboard to my face. They almost exclusively, in fact, I don't think I've ever seen a comment that isn't from someone that doesn't have a profile picture of themselves, which I'm like, interesting. And, you know, it only kind of makes me re-remember part of why I'm doing content in the first place, is to like create an oasis away from all of that. Because when the comments come through, I don't respond to them. You know, they typically get like reported so that they get removed, and if there's repeat offenders, then hopefully their account gets suspended. But typically when you report, at least as a creator on YouTube, they're blocked to the point of not being able to see your content going forward. But yeah, I understand that representation is very important. And if it means that I have to deal with some bad eggs in order to have the community that we're building now, which is founded on integrity and love and acceptance, then I will do that forevermore. One of my best friends is trans too. She's been getting a lot of shit too when she's streaming and just in life in general. Where again, people just suck. Lesbian here, so it's not all that unknown to me and my wifey, but trans people have had it even worse.
Let's go.
I think that's important why, you know, we have the community, not necessarily just this one, but the LGBTQIA plus community in general is, you know, solidarity. I'd love to live in a world where we could have community just for the sake of being like-minded people and not have part of it be because so many people in the world are so horrendous to people like us. But it's always reassuring to know that there are other people out there. Sometimes it can feel very isolating to honestly identify with any queer identity, I would imagine, whether it's gender related or sexuality. Finding your people just becomes innately more difficult than, you know, the life that typical straight cisgender people would have. Just makes, you know, having your voice heard in communities like ours very, very important, which is what kind of pushes me to keep going.
On this one, finish it up.
You guys are great. I never tell you that, but you are. I hope you know that just in yourselves, but I really appreciate you, and the community that we're building here makes me very, very proud, and very happy that you guys have found me and that we are all on such a like similar wavelength. And I appreciate you all very much and all of your support. You're all wonderful. And no, I'm not going to cry. I'm getting warm. I must have been venting.
Alright, nothing good left in this pile. On to the next one.
How much more farming do we have in us? We've done 2.5 hours, more or less. Oh, I guess our heating came on recently. That might be why I'm warm. Don't remember who it was, but there was an actor that said something very true. People have gotten way too comfortable being shitty to other people without getting punched in the face. Yeah. The freedom of speech comes with freedom of consequence, darling. Thank you.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Oh, we've almost got 1,000 market research
1 minute left on this one.
and 6,600 magic cola cans. Separate thing, but maybe we get them out. think that's a big reason why there are so many of them. They just never face consequences. Starts with bullies in school that never face consequences, and they just stroll through life being shitty to any and all people. The anonymity of the internet just makes it all too easy. It really does. Yeah. On a personal level, in terms of when I encounter anything hateful online, typically it's going to be towards me because, you know, I don't make a habit of checking comments on other content. In my personal circumstances, I think the best thing I can do is report the stuff that I find that's negative in that way, which then, you know, reports it to YouTube and blocks them from my content going forward. I shouldn't have to deal with that. And when I say negative, I of course mean anything, you know, transphobic, LGBTQIA plus phobic in general, or just anything massively problematic. I've sort of just found that for me, I get peace of mind from reporting it. I am able to, you know, never see that comment or that person in my sphere ever again. And it means the comment's not just sitting there like taunting me as if I should respond to it and chop their head off. Not chop their head off. Bite their head off. Decapitation.
Electric chair.
Not chop their head off. Bite their head off is what I meant to say. Sometimes it's very tempting when you see someone that's just being, you know, inflammatory and you know exactly why. When you're having a really shit day and there's a horrible comment like that, it feels nice for a second to think, I'm gonna read you for filth, but I've never done it because I know I won't in the long run gain anything from it. And also, in most cases, me responding is exactly what that person probably wants, is to just rouse a reaction out of me. And then by me responding, they know that they've probably contributed to making my day worse, and that's exactly what they wanted, and I won't give them that. Meanwhile, it's taken 9 years, nearly 10, to get Mischief to the place it is, and God, have I wanted to quit a lot of times, but now I never will. Aw, Siri. We appreciate your hard work and the commitment. That is a long time to keep a guild going. You will have seen a lot of different expansions and a lot of different people in that time, so that's incredibly commendable of you to stick with it. Have you been a guild leader that whole time, or at least an officer all that time? You made it. I thought you did. That's crazy. Gosh, it was BFA 10 years ago. It wasn't. How old was I? 18. Okay. That's crazy. What the fuck?
So the goal was
Yeah,
pregnant.
it happens sometimes. Oh, for the lover, get that out of here!
Mechax. Mechax wants to Thanos snap, I think. Wonder if you can get them out multiple times from this Bellagio garbage. BFA was just where I actually started to feel like I was getting good at the game. Which is kind of crazy for someone that started in Wrath of the Lich King, but here we are. It was the expansion where I got into a heroic raiding guild, which was a big start, where I started doing Mythic Plus, where I started taking reputations more seriously, where I was better at collecting. I got the Najatar meta achievement, which is, even today, pretty crazy thing to do. Undersea Usurper, I still remember it. I'm yelling. Look at that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 16 achievements. Some of which were time gated. And then like the rare, you had to get every single one, and there's a ton of them. I felt very proud of myself doing that, and I think that was one of the moments where I thought, damn, I got this really big achievement. And at the time, loads of people didn't have it, because it awarded the Snapback Scuttler crab mount, which I think was the first crab mount that we'd ever seen.
And that's why we got it.
I was riding it around like,
Clean it up.
yeah, I have it. You don't? Oh, that's too bad. Since then, they've given us more crab mounts, but this is the OG. Sort of like people that got the original Brutosaur auction house mount from BFA, who probably feel on their high horse seeing people riding around on their shop bought auction house mount. That's me with my Snapback Scuttler. I don't think BFA was generally considered a very good expansion, but for the reasons I just explained, I quite enjoyed it.
Wrap it up. I ain't spending more than another minute here.
Mischief only had 1 year of break, and that was a horrendous Shadowlands experience. Shadowlands has my favorite raid in it. I love Castle Nathria so much. Castle Nathria goated raid. Queen Ashara. Where are you going with this, Siri?
Shitballs.
What else happened in BFA?
Shovels down. We'll come back to this one later.
Crucible of Storms. Don't remember that. I don't think I was in my guild at that point. I remember Nyalotha. Definitely remember doing Nyalotha. I got all the way up to Vexiona Heroic before I think I threw in the towel, because I was in one of those huge guilds where you were raiding with like the same guild but different people every week. And otherwise I was pugging, and it was rough. But I thought for a first attempt at heroic raiding, I did okay. Sad I couldn't make it to the end, but we'll let her off.
Oh, for the lover. Get that out of here. You're gonna let that stop you? Fix it.
Did the BFA story last week again. Really loved how it felt and looked.
Courage, folks.
Nice. Yeah, I thought the story of BFA was at least quite
Can you not?
um
Wait, that's not what I use.
I don't want to say gripping, that sounds really dramatic, but all the zones felt super distinct and a lot of the characters felt quite memorable too.
Left on this one. Finish it up.
Also, the fact that Colterians are just themed after the southwest of England is hilarious with their little Dornish accents. Little Cornwall accents. I'm trying to think of what they say. We did get alpacas, yeah. Adorable. Nyalotha, where AOTC was made easy because the final boss tuning was so bad. Well, it's a shame I never made it that far. If the boss was going to just fall over, I might have tried a bit harder, but I gave up because it's frustrating wiping to Vexiona constantly. What was I playing back then? Oh, Mage. Arcane Mage. Fun. It was fun that Horde had a different story than Alliance. Yeah, I liked that too. They also treated us to the allied races in BFA, didn't they? Take your pick. They did a little too much, in my opinion, with that, but it was okay.
You're gonna let that stop you? Fix it. Ugh, not again.
BFA never answered what that sword is doing in the ground, neither did the wall within. Maybe one day we will find out. The devs teased us with the sword, but now we don't hear anything again.
Left on this one. Finish it up.
We'll just have to see how this saga ends up. So we're only heading into chapter 2 of a 3-part series. I'm not the person to have a lore discussion with, sadly. I mean, I have Loth, who is firstly my boyfriend, but also one of the mods in my chat. He is very well read on WoW lore. So even just having his presence in the room makes talking about lore a little bit daunting because I'm scared to say anything because I can see him in my peripheral vision. I'd love to know more. It just means that in this specific instance, I can't really contribute much to the conversation. But if you guys would like to discuss the lore, you're more than welcome to.
Shovels down. We'll come back to this one later.
Would have expected to see the tip of the sword in a zone underground. I wondered if that's what it was in Hallowfall at first, just because it does kind of look like the tip of a sword. But from the story of Hallowfall, it sounds like... I always forget the name. Bereldar? Mereldar? One of them. Has been there for a very long time, so...
These trash piles ain't gonna scavenge the
Longer than Legion.
Not again.
Jesus. And it's on the wrong side of the planet.
You're gonna let that stop you?
Didn't really consider that, considering we go into the Earth, but
You're gonna let that stop you? Fix it! Whoa, that is a big one.
no, don't worry about Love. He's just passionate. He's not gonna make you feel like an idiot. I can vouch because he has to correct me on law all the time whenever I make the mistake of saying something.
Better shovel harder. 1 minute and we
true.
are out of here.
You act like I'd
You
bite
just
your-
did it.
No, you act like I'd bite you.
Lop is very sweet.
You make it seem like Carl is actually not in the... Actually, the next
Who can tell me the ghost that followed Sylvanas in the moor? Is it Nathanos? I learned from someone else. I think Nathanos is... I don't know. Let's say yes. That does make sense.
Pack it up. We're done scrapping this one.
I thought I remembered someone saying that you can see Nathanos' actual character model, not even a ghost.
Nathanos and the
Yeah. Yeah.
person that followed the Balmas. Not a character. It could be you.
I thought I heard someone say that you can see Nathanos' actual character model in the moor, hiding near Sylvanas when you do that questline with her.
Yeah, it happens.
Like, not his ghost, his actual being. Which, again, it's a little cloudy how that's happening, because... maybe it's not, I don't know. Apart from at the start of Shadowlands, when you start the campaign in the moor, and you're with Jaina and Thrall, you don't see any other actual NPCs, you only ever see ghosts, or like souls. So now I'm confused again. See? I wish I was more confident in the lore so I could actually hold a, coherent conversation. All I know is my favorite race will get so much juicy lore. Blood Elves. Yeah, I believe Loth looked the question up just now. The ghost is watching over Sylvanas on behalf of Tyrande, but it's not anyone specific. Can we just kick Nathanos away? Such a horrible NPC. He's just like simp number one. Although his cinematic with Tyrande is pretty iconic. Mostly because he dies. It's actually quite unusual that they do that in WoW cinematics nowadays. Is it Saurfang? Killed by Sylvanas in Mak'gora. That was pretty intense, but then otherwise... It's like people like catfighting and then just getting away. But I don't know. Would you guys like World of Warcraft if it were a Game of Thrones situation where it's like, here's a new expansion. This massive character is dead. He is no simp. He is a horrendous, toxic man. What's the difference? We did see Varian die.
Oh, for the lover. Get that out of here.
You mean Vol'jin, Siri, or are you talking about someone else? Zul'jin. Does ring a bell. I can't think who that is. Malfurion died?
And that's why we got insurance, folks.
I'm-
Clean it up.
He took his face.
Oh, Shadowlands,
in
Dragonflight.
Shadowlands.
Can you not? Wait.
Now
That's not
he's
what
very
you-
cool.
But you know what? That whole situation with Malfurion and going to the Shadowlands, or staying in the Shadowlands, allowed us to get was our first kissing cutscene. I'd never seen that before. Correct me if I'm wrong, but never seen two characters kiss in a cutscene before. I was like, oh, wow. Almost got a little bit teary. If they let go of Anduin, I'm okay with that. Ooh, interesting take. He's been in the story for quite a few expansions now, although I guess he wasn't major in Dragonflight. He was huge in Shadowlands. And then now War Within. He was like kind of, you know, he was in like the original cinematic and everything. You don't really see him that much. He's in Hallowfall with I'm gonna get it. Bayrin. I knew there was a zone with their name. Bayrin Lothar? The troll guy, the king, S.C.R.A.P. I have a really random question. Did you guys have any penetrating thoughts on the Winter Queen from Shadowlands? Or, to be honest, any of the kind of figureheads from Shadowlands?
And that's why we got insurance, folks.
Because
Clean it up.
in terms of like characterization, I'm getting a little bit woo-woo now. This is my like theater A-levels coming out.
Get that out of here.
She is so fascinating to me. But her role in Shadowlands was quite minimal apart from the whole S.C.R.A.P situation and, to be fair, a Madrasil. I just wanted something big to happen with her, and I guess it did. So I should maybe shut up. But I think she's like one of my favorite characters. But I think if I were to say that, people would be like, huh? We barely saw her. Maybe I think she's just mother. Yeah. Even bigger thing, Loft did just say she's Elune's sister,
His face.
which only furthers my point of why was she not serving more mother. But to be fair, I don't know. That whole cutscene of the resurrection was pretty great. And I thought out of the 4 kind of spokespeople of Shadowlands, where you had the 4 different origin stories when Shadowlands came out, the animated shorts. Her one was the one that probably gripped me the most, maybe apart from Uther and Bastion. I love that she's like solemn. She's very cold. Winter Queen, lol. She's just always very sad.
Absolutely
I've
nowhere,
DC'd again.
Flo.
She was beautiful. Her voice actor. Oh. Love. And then also the Arbiter from Shadowlands, who just, bless her, she didn't do anything. She was offline the whole of Shadowlands, and then she despawned. Poor thing. Of course, Alliance gets the only kissing cutscene. Who would you like to see kiss, Siri?
Thrall and Garrosh still having a battle.
Loft says Thrall and Garrosh should have had a kiss instead of battling to the death. Well, we already talked about high heels in WoW and the fact that we need them as playable, you know, as wearable transmog, but also where are the male NPCs in heels? Where are the orcs kissing? Show me.
Wrap it up. I ain't spending more than another minute here.
Where is World of Warcraft heated rivalry? I want to see it. Love the face stuff in Shadowlands. Me too. It was so pretty. Harel could be bigger, maybe in combination with a loon.
Oh yeah.
That would be nice. Maybe I felt very like I was rooting for the Winter Queen because I played a druid all through Shadowlands. And you know, as you might expect, the Night Fae felt like the most connected to druids.
Shovels down. We'll come back to this one later.
Did I loot the chest already? Oh, I'm in a vehicle, that's why. I must have looted it, I just didn't notice. I feel like I'm starting to get to know the locations of these scrap heaps now, so hopefully I'm crashing less.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Oh, Siri, I missed your comment about Lady Liadrin finding a wife. That's fun. I didn't know that she was lesbian. Where does that come out? Or is it alluded to?
Oh no, he just won.
Oh.
Go back
Are you tricking me, Siri?
Better shovel harder.
You just want her to be a lesbian.
Out of here.
I'll just add that.
I mean, I'm here for it.
Probably is.
Who would you couple Lady Liadrin up with? Of course it's your canon, Siri. Damn it, I fell for it. Goodness sake. You dangled the carrot of representation in front of my face. Heavily alluded to in S.C.R.A.P with the leader of the Nightborn. Well, she's in a relationship with Lorthamar though, right? Bellistra? I do know that.
They got married
Time to head out. Get a move
during
on.
your time here.
Maybe it's a Chapel Roan situation. Heated rivalry is Matthias Shaw and his husband. I think heated rivalry is probably who would heated rivalry be?
Oh, for the lover. Get that out of here. Yeah, it happens sometimes.
I just need to look something up first.
You're gonna let that stop you? Fix it.
I think heated rivalry is Romoth and Umbric, personally. That's very much giving heated rivalry. I haven't even seen it. Lof and I should probably watch it. No, I know who Matthias Shaw is. I just
Spending more than another
I'm not falling for any more of this fake LGBTQIA representation in World of Warcraft series. I'm impressed that it's in your head canon, and I think we should get more of it. But I'm not going to get baited. Lol. Oh, Siri. Have you seen Heated Rivalry? Goodness gracious me. You haven't? Maybe you should go and watch it and feedback whether you still think it should be you and Lof. Because I think it's a bit more than just gay romance.
shovels down.
Hey,
We'll
Siri.
come back to this one later.
Right, where are we up to? Market research is 1,147. That's a pretty good amount for today. We started on 250. We're also up to 8,400 Cola. So we're going to just keep going for a little bit longer, and then we'll do one big hand in. Hopefully, if I remember to get buy 'em all, the add-on, I can make the whole process much smoother to watch. There's also a chest here I didn't open, my bad. It's got a trash fire barrel in it.
Not again.
What's wrong with some men kissing? Nothing, darling. Nothing at all.
Um,
Not again.
Siri. Now it just feels like you're trying to get a reaction out of Lof.
Better shovel harder. 1 minute and we are out of here.
Locke misses you too, Siri. This is the thing, neither of you are doing player housing. You could meet up and have a nice time. You both have hot tubs courtesy of me. Or you can just use my house, I don't care. Go and hang out in my living room or my conservatory. I haven't set my own hot tub up yet, but that's because I'm waiting until the very end of my house to do the outside. And I don't think the hot tub's gonna belong inside. Play Heroes of the Storm?
Doubles down. We'll come back to this one later.
And the Heroes of the
Maybe. People were getting pretty hype about Heroes of the Storm because there was a teaser to it in the like roadmap announcement thing, I think. Kinda cute. Was Master, never got to GM sadly. Flags.
Oh, for the lover. Get that out of here. Yeah, it happens sometimes.
I was really excited the other day because I got my book that I ordered. I think it delivered when I was on stream. I might sneeze. I think it's gone. I was excited about my book, and the very first night I got into bed early to start reading it. It's really short. It's like less than 100 pages. Turns out I was just way too exhausted to try and wrap my head around the kind of book that was at the time, because it's a book about kind of like loosely tied to manifestation. So it's a lot of just wordy phrases that try to kind of enlighten you to something, cause you to have some kind of epiphany. Thank you, boob lady. And it almost seemed like in my tiredness, all the sentences were saying the same thing in a different way, and they all read in the same rhythm. I don't know how to explain it. If you guys have ever read books on manifestation or anything like that, you might know what I mean. But naturally, those books can't just give you the one answer. There is no one answer.
Time to head out. Get a move on.
But what that can sometimes result in is a book using a lot of words but not saying very much. So I need to try and kind of hit the sweet spot where I'm ready to go to bed and read, but I'm not so tired that I can't try and enjoy the book and actually ingest it, because I kind of felt like I was reading the words and going, what did I just read? I had to go back and reread it a couple times, and then I just thought my brain's actually too tired to even connect what's being said, so I just put it down for the night and went to sleep.
Oh, for the lover. Get that out of here.
I did play 40 to 60 hours a week in my gap year. Siri. You should have streamed that.
Yeah. I was thinking.
You're gonna let that stop you? Fix it.
Like a certain British author who shall not be named books. Were they difficult to wrap your head around? haven't actually read the books, which nowadays is a flex because people who say they have, I'm like, oh,
They didn't know back
Shovel
then.
harder. 1 minute and we are out of here.
Fucking pull that shit on me.
no, but back in the day before all the stuff about her came out, people would be like, oh my god, I can't believe you've not read it. You're not a real fan. And I was like, okay, diva. And now I have leverage because I can be like, no, I haven't, and I never will. Harry Potter, just a lot of words, no meaning. Ah, fascinating. I imagine it's very kind of descriptive. So yeah, I get what you mean.
Time's up. Grab your gear and let's go.
I'm honestly surprised we've not filled up our inventory with even more stuff since we started. I sell this. Huh. Didn't learn to my account. That's just how that goes. Fine. Guess we'll do that. Yeah, I already know this one.
Nelly deals for a friend of the Grumbles. Like you. Many farewell.
This hasn't been so bad. It's nice that the scrap heap spawns so quickly that you're not kind of sat around waiting. But I also fear we've barely scratched the surface of what we will need overall if we were to aim for Exalted. But we should definitely have enough to buy the decor piece that's outstanding today at least. And then we may as well go and visit our Coca-Cola vendor. See if we get anything good. Maybe we get 2 mounts in one day.
On this one. Finish it up.
Yeah, the naming framework in her books were terrible. I don't know if that's a sign of the times or just a sign of blatant ignorance. But yeah, it's just plain and simple racism. That's so crazy. I believe the actress that plays Cho Chang is in the most recent Bridgerton series. I should look up their name. Katie Lung? I might be mispronouncing that. Which is hilarious because I haven't seen the show. I don't think this is a spoiler, but I believe her character is like the matriarch of a royal family or noble family. And she's got like 1 or 2 daughters. She looks the same age. She does not look like their mum. It's so funny. She still looks so like youthful. Even though they've tried to put her in mum makeup.
And absolutely no airflow. Perfect day for a race.
My friend told me I need to watch Bridgerton. She thought I would love it. I put on the first episode a couple weeks ago when I was just on the sofa, like, trying to figure out what to do. I thought, oh, fine, I'll pop it on and see. I wasn't sold. I didn't even make it through the whole episode, which, you know, maybe I should have at least tried that, but it was late at night. I was like, oh, I'm done. Apart from taking, you know, pop songs and making them into like orchestral covers.
You're gonna let that stop you?
That's kind of the only interesting part to me. I was immediately thrown off by the sheer amount of CGI wide shots that we have of like establishing shots of the estates or whatever parts of the country we're in. They're so fake. It was like really off-putting. And then some of the characters, I was like, oof, can't like connect. Maybe I just needed to give it some more time.
Better shovel harder. 1 minute and we are out of here.
Bridgerton is peak alternative British Empire. You think so? I have to give it up for the costumes and the wigs on that show. They are pretty impeccable. I don't know how they've managed to make some of those wigs and for them to not look completely costumey. I'm fascinated. They must be heavy too, some of them. And knotted.
And time's up. Grab your gear and let's go.
I do not want to know how long the Queen is allowed to have that wig on. Yeah, we're thinking of the same character, I think. I also imagine for a lot of them, in some of their bigger gowns, they're probably not allowed to go to the bathroom because it's probably so many layers and buckles and zips and things that they're probably like, you're not allowed to pee, sorry. I know drag queens go through that kind of thing quite often on like Drag Race and stuff.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. And that's why we got insurance, folks. Clean it up. Better shovel harder. 1 minute and we are out of here.
All I know is that Friday needs to happen soon. Excited for midnight? Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. Hoping that leveling isn't gonna feel too restrictive early on, like in the first day with server lag, instability, petition.
All right, nothing good left in this file.
I'm gonna just hope that the people who are super sweaty are logging on the second it launches while I'm tucked up in bed and hopefully asleep. And I get to, you know, come through it, you know, early in the morning, not early in the morning, but the next morning with a coffee, relaxed, taking it at my own pace. If you guys haven't seen me at the start of a new expansion with leveling and stuff yet, it's a lot of stopping to look at views, stopping to look at flowers,
All right, we're stopped now. Let's move it, people.
more or less reading quest text. Not like every single line for line, especially if I stream, I'll get distracted by chatting. Probably, I mean, catching some wild pets now that you don't have to battle them. Kind of funny.
And that's why we got insurance, folks. Clean it up.
Taking it at my own pace. Nice and gentle, no pressure. Not excited for midnight, excited for hanging out with Mischief. Nah, I bet you're excited for both. You get your Blood Elf lore. But yeah, we're excited to be reunited. Feels like a long time since we raided.
Wrap it up. I ain't spending more than another minute here.
All within launch was pretty smooth, only a few bugs. I'll only be able to play from 2 PM if I make it home straight from work. You'll probably still get to max level before me in that case, because I'm slow, like I just said, and I am away all weekend as well, so you'll get plenty of catching up unless you're busy too. I am going to the theatre, darling, to watch a ballet. I'm going to go and watch the Shenyun. God, she is cultured. You think? It is my first ballet. I'm very excited. It's going to raise my expectations for ballet across the board, I think. It's also probably going to be pretty unique to any other ballet that you might see, at least in the UK. Not cultured enough to have seen Heated Rivalry. No. No, that sounds like wading in the muck. No, that's a lie. I've heard really good things about Heated Rivalry. I think it just... We've DC'd again. People were kind of... sensationalizing it a little bit. Because... there's gay sex in it. And to that, I do kind of just say... Okay. But I also haven't seen it. So I think the reason it's, you know, been exaggerated so much is because of how far up to the line they go with the sex, as opposed to just two men in bed. Like, I think there's more to it than that. People are like, it is kind of porn sometimes. So I'm like, oh. Oh. No wonder all my friends are raving about it. It is also a book. Yes, this is true. I did not know that. I will hold my hand up and say I had never heard of Heated Rivalry until it was a TV show, and then it went viral, and then everyone was saying, you know, this is a book, right?
Wrap it up. I ain't spending more than another
I'll
minute here.
own up to that. But I have heard very good things about the show, just generally speaking. I think historically, TV shows and films that tackle particularly queer love, or in the context of what we're talking about, I guess, gay love between two men, the love is always portrayed with this harsh kind of shadow cast over it, which has things like tragedy or death or betrayal. There's like cheating, adultery. Until we got Heartstopper, which is a kind of British TV show about young queer love, which is also based on, I believe, graphic novels. It's quite rare that you just find in media story about gay love that is just all the good bits. There's no need for us to paint love that's not straight cis love as anything different from that. Like, so much of romance is between a man and a woman, and it's like all sunshine and rainbows, and then apparently between two men it's just like tragedy. I don't think that's necessarily true.
Get that out of here. Yeah, it happens sometimes.
It's a complex conversation though, because there are facets to the conversation that are important to acknowledge when you're covering something like gay romance, especially if it's in a, you know, certain time period. It's not help the Netflix cancel all their queer shows. So much tragedy in lesbian media.
1 minute left on this one. Finish it up.
Yeah, I'd like to see that change. And I mean, thanks to Heated Rivalry and Heartstopper, it is changing, which is very, very good. Okay. Final scrap heap, and then we will total up and go and hand in. See where we get.
All right, nothing good left in this pile. On to the next one.
Okay. There's loads of people in this raid, but I'll just say thank you. Have a nice evening. Goodbye. Okay. Sitch. He's one of these. There we go. I would love a map pin. For some reason it's not working. There we go. Try not to crash in DC. He is under this thing, I believe.
Keep it down.
What do you have for sale? We have to buy these, right? Box of Dark Fuse Miscellany. Dark Fuse Solutions will be glad to give you this in exchange for your market research. We ended on 1,294. So sadly, just under another extra 100 we could have done. Let me just buy this and use it just to double check. Where did it go? Miscellany. It's here. Yeah, so you get 750 rep per, like Mekex said earlier on in the stream. Let's get that out on now, shall we? I am I am downloading the Buy 'em all add-on to hopefully trivialize this vendor window where you have to confirm purchasing things. Buy 'em all? Buy 'em all for the War Within? I'm guessing it's that. Just in time for midnight and buy them all for Wolverton. Let me reload.
Keep it quiet.
It's going to make it a lot faster. Thank you, Mekex. That's a good tip.
What you need?
Oh, look at that. You can just... Okay, amazing. Then I can buy 11. Oh. Oh, that's kind of satisfying.
Watch your back.
Have I used all my market research? Yes. Cool. So, we started out today with... It was technically 2,500 rep with Dark Fuse. We show it as an experience bar. It's right at the top here. Nice. That's honored, so we can, I think, buy the decor piece. I think that's all of them. Miscellany. Oh my goodness. Amazing. So we've managed to get pretty much one whole rep level from today. So we got all the way through, well, the last half of friendly, and we're now halfway through honored as well. So I can afford to buy the Undermine bookcase for 800 resonance crystals. Again, great for a goblin interior. There's a lot of stuff that they've given us that's goblin themed. I won't probably use it in my house currently, but that's okay. And then I'm probably just keeping hold of any extra resonance crystals for stuff in the future. This is the coat that we've been talking about all this time. It's partly ruined by the fact that my troll's wearing her heritage armor with the little kilt over the back. But this is a pretty lovely transmog piece. Dark Fuse lowdown coat. And then the last thing we can do is go and hand in all of our cola cans. This is going to be funny. To... Who is it? It's like someone around here. Not Blair Bass. Who's the vendor that takes the Coca-Cola cans? Empty Coca-Cola can. Angelo Rustbin. Show me coordinates for Angelo. Kind of weird that he's not showing up on my map like that, but he's literally right here. Although first, shiny trash can. Got one extra market research. Hi, Angelo. Sifted pile of scrap. The 333 Coca-Cola cans. How many of these do I have? I have 9 vintage Coca-Cola cans, so maybe I should get... Should I buy these first? Sorry, I haven't chatted very much. Work again. I figured out how to get the captions on, so thank you for your effort on getting that running. Wanted to let you know I appreciate it. Oh, that makes me very happy, Lee. Don't worry about not chatting at all. I appreciate you being here. I hope work is going okay. And I'm glad the captions are working out. That makes me very happy. Okay, let's do a big hand in, shall we? I guess we can spend all of these. For 5 sifted piles of scrap. And then I guess buy 28 of these, which might take a second to get into my inventory. This is a great add-on. Thank you, MechX. Again, this is the buy 'em all add-on, which is letting us bulk purchase things that typically you have to go through some vendor dialogue to get to. And there is a mount in here somewhere that we might get. It's some kind of golem type thing. I will also take the resonance crystals. I forgot that they can contain that. This is very satisfying. Okay, there was no mount in all of those caches,
I'll miss you.
but a wealth of resonance crystals. I have 7,750.
Well.
Plus some, like, new pets. I guess I could have bought the toy. Oops.
See you
Oh well.
around.
I think that was a pretty good day. Pretty good farm. Good yield. I'm going to wrap up my stream here for today. Thank you guys, as always, for joining. It's been a pleasure to have you. I must hold my hand up and say I'm very sorry. I haven't actually released my stream schedule for this week. I don't know why. I usually do it on a Sunday, and it was like my big day off. And apparently the reminder to do my stream schedule just didn't compute in my head because I was too busy relaxing. So I will get my stream schedule out probably by the end of today. But I imagine we will be back on Wednesday like normal. Should be fine. Roughly the same time as today, so 4 p.m. GMT. I hope to catch you then. But for now, I wish you a wonderful rest of your Monday. Have a good week and hope to see you all again very soon. Bye.